Hey everybody, Nicholas Kelly here. Welcome to StormSide Chronicles. I'm reading my memoir right now. Right now, this is chapter 3, The Day My Name Disappeared. Forgive me, I also promised everybody I'd keep this real, so I've been working through a lot tonight. I'm working through, about to be homeless on the streets as I try to fight for stability for me and my kids and rebuilding my life from the ground up. Part of me doing so is through StormSide, and which is why I'm reading my memoir right now. So welcome, and here we go. Before I could remember who I was meant to be, I did survive forgetting who I was. The exit wound. My mother left. That's where the chapter truly begins. Not with a goodbye, not with a scream, just a suitcase, a plan, and silence. She left for Italy. This is all true. Chasing legacy and promises. Guy whispered in her ear promises wrapped in business plans, foreign stages, and delusions of freedom, and she left us behind with Michael, meaning my brother and my two sisters. Michael, our stepfather, the enforcer, the one whose rage came wrapped in justifications and fists. This is hard because this is all true, my childhood and everything. He didn't love us, he controlled us. We weren't a family, we were a cage, and he held the key. When my mother walked out that door, the house turned into something else, a war zone with no escapes. The arrest. It wasn't long before Michael crossed the line so far that there was no hiding it. He beat me so badly that even school couldn't look the other way. I showed up black and blue at this time it stuck. Someone spoke. Someone noticed. This is all true. I went to school. I got my ass kicked. Literally got my ass handed to me. And I had to go to school the next day. Michael was arrested. But there was no celebration. Just another fracture. Another space where love should have been but wasn't. He was gone. But the fear he planted stayed behind. The end. The in-between and the exploiter. And in the gap between Michael's arrest and whatever was supposed to come next, John arrived, which is the pedophile who took a sexually advantage or abused me. A man who had once helped my mother build her business, her website, a tech guy, she said, harmless, kind. We saw a broken kid and he used it. John didn't just groom me, he rewrote me. He exploited my silence, carved shame into my body, and fractured whatever was left of my ability to trust. It wasn't just abuse, it was theft of safety, of name, of worth. And that's the truth. The worst part, I thought I was the one who had failed, not him, me. That is absolutely true. That's what hurt the most. That's what trauma does. It twists the blade and blames you for bleeding. The caregiver and the ghost, the next part of this. I ended up at Gil's house. This is after Michael had handed me my ass. I ended up at Gil's house for a while after that. He was a family friend, paralyzed after a spinal injury. He needed care and somehow I became the one to give it. I was a child tending to a broken adult. And so I wasn't out on the street because after Michael was arrested and my mom was in Italy, I had nowhere to go. I ended up at Gil's house. I was a child tending a broken adult. We survived together barely. I helped him eat, clean, manage his pain. In return, I got shelter. Hold on, everybody, 1 second. In return, I got shelter, not safety, but quiet, temporary quiet. And then one day I couldn't take it anymore. I ran. The streets and then the Costas. I ran straight into the streets and became homeless, honestly. Yeah, this is all at 13. Eventually I found myself at the Costas house, a friend's place. At first it seems like a reprieve, but that house has its own ghosts. Secrets. It was under the roof where It's under that roof where John reappeared. And once again, the silence swallowed me whole. Come on. Sorry, my dogs, everybody. I became a ghost inside my own body. The light and the dark. But every now and then, there was every now and then, every now and then, every now and then. There was Michelle. She didn't always. Miko, get down! Sorry, everybody. She didn't always know the depth of what I was carrying, but she saw me. Me. We'd spend stolen hours together watching movies, playing games, sitting in silence. That didn't hurt. Until this day, she is the one. Miko! Sorry, everybody. She is the one that I still feel this way with. Miko! She is literally the light to the dark throughout my whole story, which is why I still fight here to this day and why I haven't given up. She was the only place I truly exhaled. My first memory of real calm was her presence. This is the truth. My first memory of real calm is her presence. Whenever she is around me, I just have like this feeling that comes over me that I feel safe and loved. It's the only person to ever do that to me. My first memory of real calm was her presence. My first sense that I might not be cursed. Hey, can you guys stop? I'm trying to read here. I didn't know I loved her yet, but my soul did, and that is the absolute truth. The collapse. The years bled into each other. Fear into numbness, numbness into pressure, and eventually my body couldn't take it anymore. I had a heart attack. This was at 19, though. Not metaphorical, not dramatic. Real, sudden, almost final. I literally had a heart attack. And it was Michelle who saved me. She found me, got help, held space for me to come back from the edge again. And when I did, I realized something. I wasn't done yet. If it wasn't for Michelle, if she didn't come to this place where I was staying this night, they would leave. The people I was with left me on the floor where I was staying, and they were gonna let me die. Michelle was dating somebody that was in the same house that night. She came to get her stuff because she had just broken up with them. And she came in that night, saw me laying on the floor, and actually called me an ambulance to save my life. This is all true. Like, this woman has saved my life. It has literally been the light in my dark, and I fell in love with her so long ago. Like, she's truly everything to me. My heart, my soul, and the reason why I live and fight to this day. But yeah, I wasn't done yet. And then there was the pickup, okay? I thought maybe my mother would come back then. Then after everything, she'd finally return. Then after everything, my mother would finally return. Nope. But it wasn't her. It was my Uncle Lou. Long story short, my Uncle Lou has been also throughout my life like a savior at different points, but it kept me safe. It's a man from Michael's side of the family, but different, kinder. Oh, wow. Different, but kinder. He showed up and drove me to 211 Thompson Street to my mother's new apartment, which I had no idea about. She also had another baby with Guy, my brother Matthew, which I had no idea about. Moving on. But it drove me to 211 Thompson Street, my mother's new place, and there the final illusions fell apart. I learned the truth about Guy, about her business, and about why she never came back. And I saw what had happened to Anthony and Matthew in my absence. My brothers, the one, because you gotta realize when I had my heart attack and stuff, I wasn't around my brothers, and I didn't realize my Matthew was even around to a certain point. But after I regrouped and went back down to my mom's after my Uncle Lou picked me up after my heart attack, I found out what happened to my two brothers and everything. The ones I tried to protect, I saw what silence had cost all of us. The disappearance. That was the day my name disappeared. Not legally, spiritually. The Nicholas who believed in safety and family and a second chance, that Nicholas dissolved. And somewhere in that collapse, a new fire was waiting. One that didn't burn for revenge. One that burned to build, to remember, to reclaim, to survive. That's the end of chapter 3. Final reflection, chapter 3 isn't the worst part of my story. It's part where the storm first learned my name. And even though I couldn't speak it back then, even though the world tried to erase it, I'm speaking it now. I'm still here. Still fighting. And this time I remember. Subscribe, everybody. I'm Nicholas Kelly, creator of StormSide Chronicles. This is chapter 3 of my memoir. Thank you for joining me.